Evening. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm
Oh,
all right. How you doing?
yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, now I've set myself up. Watched the Football Focus on Saturday, and Dan Walker, the presenter, was talking about how he'd got things balanced on wash baskets and all these people filming from their own homes, aren't they? Some fantastic homes people are. So yeah, I was trying to sort everything out in this television studio. What about you?
A bit of the same. Yeah, I'm sort of focusing on my makeup a little bit. You know what I mean, and getting the hair right. And
Yeah.
uh, yeah, you don't want to see the rest of this television studio. I tell you, it's not great at the moment, but it is what it is. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, good to see you. And we're going to talk about exercise, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. It's a good link from the Football Focus. It's just I was quite relieved today because it's been a very challenging day, kind of emotionally, psychologically. It's been difficult, and I think that's it can be the case in the kind of work we do. It's been great and it's been very rewarding. But I just went out for a run, um,
Sure.
and I was just running, and I felt so grateful just to be able to go out and run, clear my head, feel the breeze, see the trees, uh, come back after about an hour. Just feel so relieved to do that, and I know not everybody can go out running and exercise in that way, but it's so good for me personally. I'm just sort of reflecting on that, really. I know you do some different sort of exercise and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, doing weights. I need to do more cardio. Got a bit of a dodgy knee, a few knee um, operations from years ago. But yeah, into exercise again now. But I remember I've had periods of burnout.
Yeah,
I think it's underappreciated burnout, really. Um, I've written about it. And yeah, so, and when I've been absolutely shattered, that period of recuperation from that, I've not had the energy to do any exercise at all. And I've actually felt pressured when I read stuff. And when you're talking to people who are trying to be helpful and saying, "I'll do some
yeah,
exercise, that'll make you," but a lot of the time when you're really that exhausted, the thought of doing anything is just too much. But um, for me, I got into yoga actually, and
right,
yoga really helped me. Having
yeah,
that
yeah.
with the relaxation, it's fantastic. I'd have
How did you
against it.
sort of get out of that then, Johnny? Because it's yeah, you do see all that, don't you? There's loads of links, in different websites and newspapers, extolling the virtues of exercise, and I get it, and I think for me
Yeah,
it's a good thing. It really helps me. But if you're in that place like you're describing there, and I've been sort of in a similar way at times, and it's how did you sort of make that step to from not feeling that you want to do anything or feeling in a position to be able to do that to actually doing some yoga or doing something?
yeah. I think for me, it is. People say don't listen to your body, but and I wouldn't listen to my body. And the reason why I was burnt out was because I wasn't listening at all. I was burning the candle at both ends, not getting my sleep because obviously we're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to talk about sleep, aren't we, in the next
yeah,
um, episode. And I wasn't getting my sleep, drinking too much caffeine, trying to compensate, and then just absolutely exhausted. So it took time, really, and it did take time to kind of just get my rest, just relax as much as I could, not beat myself up for feeling the way I did, even though I did, because
yeah, yeah.
with in this day and age, when we look at social media, this day and age, God, I'm not 90, but changes since when I grew up. You're slightly younger than me. But look at social media and it's easy to see, isn't it? Oh God, so and so's doing this. So and so's
Yeah.
run 50. So and so's run 10k. What have I done? Nothing. Therefore, am I a lazy whatever? So I'd beat myself up. But yeah, it took time really. Um, in retrospect, when it happens again, which hopefully it might not, but you never know. Um, some movement, I think, just keeping up the yoga is key for me because it's breathing,
Yeah.
it's relaxation. But yeah, exercise is key, isn't it? It's paramount, and nutrition as well. Which I know that you've focused a lot on nutrition over the years.
Yeah.
Um, Vegan?
Vegan,
How was it?
yeah,
Vegan.
enjoying it. Yeah, it's good. Been about 18 months, and I feel good for it. And it's changed a lot of things beside the sort of health part of it. It's really sort of made me sort of re-examine lots of parts of my life, and but from a health point of view, I think it's been good. I think I do feel healthier. And I'm not a really, really serious runner, but I run for a hobby, and I think it's helped that as well. I seem to be able to recover pretty well, and that,
I
I
think
like it.
you are a serious runner, because I've run with you that 10K.
We did,
You
we
did it
did do.
how much at all? You were serious all the way. No, I was serious.
Yeah,
You kept me going.
that was fun
I,
on that rainy day. And I had my glasses that went, they go black in the sun, and it wasn't
yeah.
sunny, but they were still black, and it was kind of the photos. Yeah, really odd.
Um, yeah, I was ready to do a runner, literally, to the
Yeah,
local coffee sit and read newspaper. But yeah, no, it was good.
yeah. How'd you get on with the weights then, John? Because you do some weights and stuff, and I've done that in the past, but I didn't get as much out. I suppose it's all personal, isn't it? But I didn't get as much. I mean, I do running mainly for the sort of mental balance
yeah,
that it brings, and I enjoy just the kind of. It's kind of like meditation, like you're saying about the yoga, about the breathing. And the first 10 minutes, I'm thinking about stresses of the day and things like that. By the middle of it, I'm thinking, as always, what am I going to eat when I get back? Because it means I can eat a lot, which I love. And but the last sort of 10 minutes, I'm just in that sort of flow state. I don't know, Zen or whatever you might call that, and in the moment, which is lovely. But I didn't get that from weights, though. But I know you do quite a bit of weightlifting and stuff like that, and resistance training and stuff.
yeah, every morning, and a lot of input and advice from a guy who we're going to interview, aren't we? In a
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
stunt coordinator and local businessman and entrepreneur, and so yeah, he's given a lot of advice because he's been weight training for years. But yeah, I love it, and I get into that routine in the morning. I'm up early training. It's good for me to have that start of the day. The word routines has been, people have talked about them, haven't they? God, on and on about routines, but actually for me, at the beginning of the lockdown, it's all about follow a routine, follow a routine. All these people giving advice. I mean, to be frank, none of us have been through a global pandemic, have we, before?
yeah,
So we're all winging it, frankly, aren't we? But unless we, find somebody who was around 100 years ago, Spanish flu was there. So, but it has helped me to have that up in the morning, train, come back, and then fall asleep. No, I mean, get on with the rest of the day. Sometimes I'm not happy though from training, but no, I love it. It's good, and I think it's definitely beneficial for lots of people, isn't it?
yeah.
Rest, but rest as well, and that's where I've gone wrong. I've not rested.
Yeah, you do go for it a bit. Yeah, I think from talking to you, you're quite full on with it at times. I've thought and the rest is important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've not had enough of it really. So that's a learning. It's a learning for me, but it is, though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Listen to your body.
Yeah, I suppose it's finding the right thing personally, though, isn't it? Because the weights weren't so much my thing. I didn't sort of get so much out of that, and I tried. I thought this was going to be a good thing, and I don't know. But the running just seems to be quite a nice thing that I enjoy. But equally, sometimes it's just nice to kind of go for a walk or something, or just be outside and just move a little bit. And I know that being in lockdown, I've sort of fallen into that trap sometimes of kind of, working from home and stuff. And I can go sort of 3 or 4 hours and not really move. And that's not been great. So I've had to kind of try and discipline myself to even just, after an hour or something, just stretch a little bit, or just, I don't know, just put a bit of music on and dance around a little bit, or just, you know what I mean? Or just breathe a little bit and move around. That's really helped.
Yeah. Talking about dance,
I thought you were going to ask me to dance then, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to learn how to dance, but I mean, yeah, I think it's good. It takes me a while to turn. Well, obviously, don't go dancing at the minute; the classes aren't on. Didn't advertise about it. Did go dancing because I was always waiting for somebody to turn up and laugh and point. Look at him. but yeah, it's good for the brain, good for the soul, and yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah,
But
I'd
yeah,
like to dig into that another time. That could be a sort of an episode for another time, couldn't it? There's sort of feeling self-conscious about doing new stuff. About
absolutely. Yeah.
going salsa
Yeah.
dancing. Everyone else seems to know what they're doing, and then I've done it as well. And then you go up, and my left foot's going there, and it should be there, and I'm all out of time. I'm a drummer, but I'm still awful at dancing. I must have
Right.
decent rhythm, but it comes to
Yeah.
that, all over the place. Just.
Yeah, I just, it takes me ages to pick up. And when I'm watching, the instructor instructing, I'm kind of, I stress myself out because I think I'm not following it, and it takes me ages to kind of break it down. And I see people looking at me, why has he not got it? Because
Yeah, and
I'm
then
just,
then the pressure builds and builds, and it gets worse
yeah,
and
yeah.
worse and more intense.
I've had a few mic drop moments where I've just, forget it, I'm off. And I think as a bloke, if somebody said to me, I played five-side football, seven-side football, I didn't go dancing. If somebody said to the younger me, oh, one day you'll be going walking, a long distance, hiking, and you'll be dancing, I'd sod off. No, I won't be doing that. So, but yeah, you kind of evolve, don't you? Find different kinds of exercise. So,
Yeah. I think evolution is a good thing, isn't it? I mean, I used to hate running. I remember going running as a kid, five-a-side, cross country running, and I was always the slowest kid, and I was a little bit, a bit heavy really, and just wasn't suited to it at all. But the PE teacher, he was a really good bloke, but a Scottish guy, he's just come and literally kicked me up the backside because I'd be the last one. We could be doing cross country running, and he was saying, "Come on, Cottrell, whack up the backside." And yeah, so I could never ever imagine myself enjoying running.
yeah.
And here I am. I couldn't be without it,
Yeah. You've run 50k last year, didn't
Yeah,
you? In one
yeah.
district. You're going to do 100k this year, weren't you?
Yeah, and then they all got cancelled, didn't they? But yeah, hopefully they'll be back on before too long anyway. But it's really helped now. Just sort of thinking today, and I know it's difficult for a lot of people because a lot of people aren't able to, or just don't feel physically that they're able to exercise, or emotionally they're not in that place. But just to move a little bit, I think is important. Whether it be, some just walking or some chair-based exercises or something, just to kind of, I know it's a very sort of airy-fairy sort of thing to say, but just to be a little bit in touch with movement and the body.
It's true, though. It's true. I think martial arts are fantastic, aren't they? For
Yeah.
and I know you can do online. You can follow tutorials, and I know it's obviously not the same as it would be. But I was thinking about when you said about movement. I was thinking the Tai Chi. I tried Tai Chi
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. How'd you go on?
Same as dancing, and for for comedic effect, I was placed at the beginning at the front of the class. I was hiding away at the back,
Yeah.
and then they unhelpfully come to the front. Come to the front. I'm sure it was so that everybody.
Yeah. Cheers for that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, never went again, which is not great. Felt all right, spanner, but movement and mental health and exercise, and not beating yourself up if you don't feel like it, because your body will. Like for me, it was as if the connections have been made in my brain, like the electrical connections, which is what was happening. It's like reconnections, and it was like, right, I'll go for a walk today, and then it was I'll go a bit further.
Yeah.
But in that period where I was burnt out, nothing, and just watching TV. So I've kind of been there, and in those periods, you're given lots of advice by friends and family. Just do this, just do that. If it was that easy, and it can feel too much at times, even though they mean well, which is why we're going to say it. But people go and see counsellors, don't they? Because it's they can. We're not giving people. They sit in the session with us. We don't give them advice. Oh yeah, go and do this, go and do that. We listen to them.
Yeah, I think it really is finding. I mean, that's why I say running's for me, and you like your yoga and the weights and things like that. and it brings different things for different people. I think on the whole, movement, exercise is a really good thing. I do. I think it's good physically, emotionally, mentally. And there's lots of information about that out there for people who want to access that. But it's to find what's right individually, isn't it? And what you said before was absolutely right. Feeling, beating ourselves up about, I can't run as well as that guy can run. And social media is, it can be great for many things, but even on Strava and things like that, they're all good things, can be good. But that's a dangerous thing to get into, isn't it, psychologically, to kind of think, because it's all relative. That guy's just posted that he's run, a half marathon with this amazing speed, and then it's kind of, I can't do that. But it's just finding what feels right and what I enjoy. So I don't really compare myself with other people. It's kind of, it feels nice to me, and that's all right. And something else feels okay to somebody else. That's
you'll carry on. Yeah, what you want to do, won't you?
Yeah.
Like for me, there's certain sports. Martial arts isn't for me, frankly. Not for me, so I won't do it. So, like you say, you found what suits you. I found what suits me, and people out there will find what suits them, won't they? If they're not worked it out already. So
yeah, absolutely, and try and do it without kind of without putting pressure on yourself, and just finding your own little sort of niche, isn't it, and your sweet spot, and what feels good and what feels meaningful, and what you can do on a fairly sort of consistent basis, whether that be just doing a few stretches in the morning, in the evening, whatever it might be, or going for a walk, or a game of football, whatever it might be. It's just keeping it a little bit consistent. I think there's value in that consistency as well. And
yeah, I've worked with people like you have in the past. I've worked with one guy going to the gym twice a day. That's not sustainable unless somebody's really devoted. Within a couple of weeks, it was like the January rush.
Yeah,
in the gyms, and he was going twice a day. That soon fizzled out. So for me, at that point, it was like twice a week, and that was enough, really. Like you say, isn't it? But yeah, exercise, fantastic, and
yeah. It's
Next
probably
topic.
a good time. Well, I have to also raise a hand here and say we're talking about exercise, but I've also, because I got back a little bit late, I've ordered a pizza. So there's balance there. I've done the exercise. I'm gonna have a pizza, but it's a very good pizza, so I'm going to go and get that. But yeah, no, I think it's worth. I think it's worth thinking about for people who are kind of interested in watching and find what's right for you. But yeah, I'm glad to sort of get that off my chest, because I was just feeling so relieved tonight just to be outside and be moving and be breathing the fresh air. And I thought, I know what I want to speak about later. So yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. The next one will be about sleep. I think it's underappreciated.
Sleep. Absolutely. Yeah. Vital for health. Yeah.
I've struggled with it like lots of people. So yeah, we'll be looking at that. So
yeah,
see you, mate.
Yeah, and just to sort of U-turn, I think just before we sign off, people who are watching, if you've got any ideas how we can kind of improve our show, and because we're sort of doing this as we go a little bit, really, we're finding our feet, and most people I've spoken to have got ideas for topics to talk about, and we don't profess to have all the answers, but we just kind of talk things through a little bit. But email us or find us on Facebook and let us know what you think.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun for me to do, and I really appreciate seeing you, John. It's good fun, and it's like our own little therapy, really, isn't it? Like our own little counselling session in some ways, Just...
Yeah, it's good, and we've had feedback. People have listened to it, and thank you. I've watched it and listened to it on the podcast version, which is marvelous, and the feedback we've had is fantastic, and the support. So thank you very much. But yeah, it's ideas from you for future episodes, and also you talking about how you experienced burnout and how you've struggled maybe with finding the right exercise to do, and also how you coped with the last 9 weeks. Yeah,
there'll be a lot of lessons to learn out of this, won't there, really, when people sort of sit back and reflect, what's gone on. But anyway, that's probably for another time. But yeah.
Right,
all right. Yes, yeah, me too. Good to see you, and good to see everyone out there. And please, get in touch and give us some ideas and your thoughts, and we appreciate it. So, all right, I'm going to try and click the right button. All right. Speak to you soon, mate. Speak to you soon, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.